he immediately heard what sounded like my mom, a woman's voice that sounded just like her, just crying hysterically and screaming. And so he obviously like freaked out and was like, "Mom, what's wrong? Like, is there something wrong with Dad? Like, what's going on?" And then before like she could say anything, a man came on the phone and said, "I'm going to kill this."
The scariest scam just happened to us. I'm still very shaken. It didn't even happen to me. Please send this to your parents. If you have older parents, if you have older grandparents, please send this to them or let them know that this is happening. The scariest scam just happened to us. I'm still very shaken. It didn't even happen to me. Please send this to your parents. If you have older parents, if you have older grandparents, please send this to them or let them know that this is happening.
$106,000 was stolen from my husband and I this past weekend.
Okay, so about half an hour ago, my husband got a call from my phone number. It had my picture, it had my name, everything about it. It was my number. It was like a regular call. He didn't even think anything of it, answered the phone. On the other line was a guy saying he was holding me hostage and was going to shoot me if my husband did not transfer him money through Zelle. My husband immediately started texting our good friend that's in the FBI, and that guy instructed him to keep the guy on the phone and try to have that guy put me on the phone. Like, if he really had me, put me on the phone. So Josh my husband is keeping him on the phone, trying to tell him to put me on the phone. In the meantime, he's also tracking my phone. Well, I happen to be at the hospital because my son had a doctor's appointment. So our FBI friend leaves work and is headed to me to make sure everything's okay. Josh was able to drag this phone call out for 5 minutes. And in the meantime, this guy is asking for, he's getting hostile and he's asking for the money via Zelle. My husband's like, "I don't know what Zelle is. Do you have Venmo?" Because he's just like trying to prolong the conversation. He's like, I really need to talk to her. I need to make sure she's okay. After about 5 minutes of this, he still wouldn't put me on the phone, obviously, because I wasn't there. So Josh, my husband, hung up and called me right back, and I answered, and he was like freaking out, right? Anyways, the scariest part of all this is that they call from your number and they knew everybody's
crazy.
name. So please spread the word that
Hop on and share a PSA about.
I actually got a phone call the other day where a number called me and they said that they were Xfinity and they were charging me for one of my old Airbnbs. So I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense, because I mean, I don't keep up with them anymore, even though I know I closed those accounts. But sometimes with the cable companies, it gets real mixy and what you owe, and they try to charge you for something later on. So I'm like, I don't want nothing going to collections. I don't play that collections mess. I don't play nothing reporting to my credit. I don't play that. So I was like, all right, yeah, cool. You caught me in the best time because I'm just chilling right now. So it was like, all right, what's your card number? So immediately I start thinking like, okay, what card do I want to use? So I wind up giving them a card that I don't really use. It's a credit card. But before we get into that, I found a way that y'all can make some side hustle money on your phones. But the only thing is that you have to play games on your phones. And I know that a lot of people do not like playing games on their phone and stuff like that. But this is an easy way to make some bread. Even if you can only make an extra $100 or $200 a month, that could pay a couple bills just by playing games on your phone. And if you click my link in the description below or in the comments below, you could start out with a free $5. These companies are literally paying people just for y'all to play games on your phone. That is crazy. But just try it out. Go peep the games that they have. If you don't like it, hey, it is what it is. But I say it's worth a try. And then I think they wound up asking me my security question. And when they said my security question, I said, what you need that for? It was like, yeah, it's just for verification purposes. I looked at my phone and just hung up. Immediately went to my credit card company app and just blocked that card because it wasn't a card I actually used. See, if you are purchasing something and you didn't call that place, do not give them hard information. If somebody calls me and I feel like a little fishy, but I still wind up going through with it, I usually give them a credit card because most of the credit card companies, you can call them and be like, cancel that. Y'all be safe out here. It's getting crazy.
A really horrifying scam that is going around right now, and that actually happened to my family in the middle of the night last night. I have seen a few people talking about this like on Instagram and on Facebook and in a couple of like Facebook groups that I'm in, but it's one of those things that you see it and you're like, dang, that's crazy, but you never really think that it could happen to you. Around 3:30 this morning, while we were all sleeping, my brother and I both received a call from my mother's phone. It was her contact number, it was her contact photo, it was even like what was named in our separate phones for her. So in my phone, she is Mama, and in my brother's phone, she is Mom, and it came up like as her contact in both of our phones when we were both called. And for context, I live about 30 minutes out from Atlanta. My brother lives in Atlanta, and my parents live also in the same town as me, like 15 minutes away, so we were all at separate households. I received the call first, but I did not answer because I didn't hear it. It was 3:30 in the morning. I had my phone on vibrate. I didn't hear it go off. My brother happened to have his phone on loud. He received the call second, and he did answer because he heard it ringing and he thought something was wrong. When he answered the phone, he immediately heard what sounded like my mom, a woman's voice that sounded just like her, just crying hysterically and screaming. And so he obviously like freaked out and was like, Mom, what's wrong? Like, is there something wrong with Dad? Like, what's going on? And then before like she could say anything, a man came on the phone and said, I'm going to kill this bitch if you don't wire me $2,500. This man is like yelling over the phone, super aggressively, like demanding money, like saying he's going to murder my mother if he does not get money. The older brother is very level-headed, but at this point, he's obviously like freaking out. He had not heard of this scam before. I had heard of it before, but even if I had gotten that call, I probably still would have lost my shit because I'm not as level-headed in high-pressure situations like that. I probably would have been freaking out, but even he was freaking out. But he had his work phone on him, so he was on his like normal personal phone, and on his work phone, he immediately opened up Life 360, which if you do not have Life 360 for your family and your entire family on there, highly recommend it. It is such a good resource just to keep tabs on where everyone is and making sure everybody is safe if there's any situation like this, or any situation just in general, car accidents, anything like that. Life 360 is a lifesaver. So he opened up his Life 360 and he saw that both my parents were seemingly at home, which obviously doesn't mean that they're out of danger. It just means that he had eyes on them. He knew where they were. So once he knew that they were both there, he starts trying to call my dad's phone from his work phone while he's on the phone with this guy. And my dad's not answering because, again, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, I didn't hear my phone ring. Nobody's hearing their phone ring.
Like a
so he's
phone
calling
call
me, he's calling my dad,
night?
and he's trying to get a hold of somebody to, like, figure this out. After a little bit, he's not like totally convinced that there's no danger involved, but he is starting to see like red flags. Like he hears a baby crying in the background all of a sudden, which my parents don't have a baby. There shouldn't be a baby. There's no reason there would be a baby.
Why is there a baby
with them? And so he's thinking, okay, I know they're at their house, so this is weird. Why is there a baby? And then he also realizes that this man has not mentioned my dad at all, which you would think that he would say, I have your parents, or I've done something to your dad, and now I have your mom, or whatever. So he has not mentioned my dad at all. He's seemingly calling from my mom's phone, so he knows that my mom has her phone, and he also knows that they are at home together. So at this point, he decides to hang up. He hangs up the phone because he's like, this is weird. I don't think this is legit. So he hangs up the phone and he calls 911, and they confirmed that basically like this is a scam that is going around. They're aware of it, but they're going to send a car to the house just to drive by and see if everything's okay. So at this point, my brother feels a little bit relieved, but he gets in the car to drive towards my parents' house anyway because my mom and dad are still not answering their phone. He gets about a quarter of the way there, and then at that point, my mom finally answers her phone, and she's been asleep this whole time, and everything is totally fine, which is such a relief. We were lucky enough to have not lost any money in it. Everything was fine. My parents were fine. The whole family was fine.
Yeah, it was real.
Today I was the victim of phone fraud. Somebody called saying that they were from my bank, from the fraud department of my credit card, that there were fraudulent charges on my card. He asked to verify. He verified them. Asked me if I did them, and I said no, and then he said, okay, I'm gonna cancel your card right away, like, I'm gonna help you out, don't worry about it. He somehow already had access to, like, see my transactions on that card,
That
so he
dark
went
web.
through, like, the most recent ones, and asked me, like, is this legitimate, is this legitimate? I was like, yes, like, that I know. And then he
That's
somehow
crazy.
got access to, I didn't give him any passwords, nothing. He, like, already had stuff. He just asked me for, like, normal verification questions. And he was somehow able to access my account, and he wiped my checking and my savings clean.
Oh my gosh.
I reported it to BMO fraud. And I'm going to the police station now to report it as well. Just be
Of
so
course, don't
careful
know
when
it.
people call you. Please, just be careful.
$106,000 was stolen from my husband and I this past weekend by an
Jesus.
online
They
scammer,
came
and
up
we will not
crazy.
be getting any of our money back. It is gone. So this is what happened. I got a phone call saying someone was trying to log into our account and steal our money, and they suggested changing the password. They gave him a secure link to log in, asked for the code, and
Hell no.
yada yada. That was their access into our account. So it went from 106 to 0 in the blink of an eye. And we immediately went to the police department. We've been in contact with the FBI, but you don't get your money back when scams like
Yo, listen, y'all. If y'all have multiple debit cards, like let's just say you got a throwaway debit card that you don't really use, or a throwaway credit card or something like that, preferably a credit card, and you're a little iffy, give that person on the phone that credit card, or that debit card, the throwaway card. If you're gonna give anything, like if somebody is calling you, not you went on the website and you found the number and you called. No, they're calling you and you're a little iffy about it. Give them the throwaway account. Worst come to worst, there's no money in there for them to empty. Do not give them the account that has your savings on it. Because once they're in there, they can access all the accounts. And if y'all don't have multiple accounts, please get multiple banks. Now, I mean, please get multiple credit cards. Build relationships with these banks. All right, but that's another video for another time. But give them the throwaway account. All right, so you can hurry up and cancel that, or they just can't get all your money. Maybe they just stole $50, you know. But I'd rather lose 50 than the amount of money she just lost, 100,000. Jesus.
and we had a pretty rough weekend. We cried it out. We did all the things. I'm not going to get on this app and cry, but essentially, after a bad weekend, this is where we've landed.
That's crazy.
I know God is always going to provide for us. We have hit our knees in prayer, and I fully believe we are going to be just fine. God never promised that bad things won't happen to good people. Everyone's going to go through trials, but he did promise he will be there with us through the storm. And that is exactly how I feel now. That account was, not going to make or break our life. We are very blessed to have a roof over our head. We have secure jobs. Our children are healthy and safe. But that account was an investment in our future. It was going to help us pay for college or retirement, whatever we wanted it to be. But it was a luxury, not a necessity. We will be okay. But at the same time, it was a luxury that was only available because of my husband's hard work. He worked for years to build that account, and we have a newborn. She's a month old, and Matt has been putting in 12, 14-hour days at work every day to provide for us because he is such a hard worker. He works his ass off to provide for us. And yeah, the sleep deprivation got to him. He got a phone call in the middle of a nap. When you wake up from a nap and you're like, what time is it? What planet am I on? And
yeah, when I got that call from that so-called Xfinity person, I was actually under the medicine from my knee. So one of the medicines that I be taking is like a sedative. And if you know anything about sedatives, they kind of put you in like a loopy mood, not really fully yourself. So it was a perfect time for him to catch me. But I'm always, hip still, like it was one thing he asked that just threw me off. I was just like, what?
that's what happened. The scammers took it.
I don't even like answering my phone for real. Like people I know can call me, and I don't really like answering my phone. Like, I am quick to be like, yo, I'll call you back. Because most of the time when people call me, they call at the wrong times. You know what I mean? And if I don't know your number, I am glad to hit decline. But that day, feeling all, I'm just floating, just skipping through the tulips. Like, he caught me at the best time. He got my card number, but he didn't get the rest of the information he was trying to get. And like I said, I froze that card. I just got to get a new card now. But I don't use that account at all.
Advantage of that, and if it was any other day, probably would have never fell for that. He knows better, but it was just the perfect storm of he was exhausted and didn't know what was going on and just trusted the phone call. And here,
let me tell y'all something. If you get a link on your Instagram, if you get a link to your email, do not sign in to none of your banks, to none of your profiles through these links either. That actually happened to my wife. I don't know how she fell for this, but basically some scammers emailed her a link saying that, hey, congratulations, you got a TikTok blue badge. And she clicked it and it said, all you got to do is just, log in and verify yourself and you're good. They stole her whole account. Now, eventually she wound up getting it back through some loopholes, some people I had to hit up and stuff like that. This is how they are getting people. They are asking you for your information. For the most part, if you have two-step verification set up, you can't actually get in your account. So they have to call you and come up with a fake story to get the rest of the information that they need in order to fully wipe out your account. So just be very careful, y'all. Set up two-step verifications. If you have a life savings, okay? If you have a life savings, if you have some type of heavy savings, okay, you done saved up a couple thousand, 100,000, whatever, I would suggest you put it in a high yield savings account that has a very strong system with security. Okay, because nobody could just empty that account same day. That takes a couple of days for them to verify that. And their security to verify any transfer out of your high yield savings has to be pretty high. Even if you got a debit card right now, if you have a debit card and you go to the gas station and you swipe your card and you have a savings on that debit card, same bank account, move that savings. Get another bank, whether it's Chime, whether it's BOA, whether it's Wells Fargo, Navy Federal, whatever. American Express high yield savings account. SoFi is one of the really good ones right now. Send your savings to another account because what you don't want is for you to be at a store and you swipe your card and this person is actually a scammer and they just stole all your information and get into your account and clears out all your savings. It's one thing to lose what's in your check-ins, but it's another thing to lose your savings because we all know it takes time to build savings. But anyways, y'all, make sure that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications. This is the last thing I want to say as well. All right. Anything you do online, including the website that I told you y'all can make some money on just by playing games, make sure you're withdrawing your money with a PayPal. I do not withdraw my money with my actual bank accounts on anything. Everything needs to go to PayPal. The reason why I say this is because PayPal security is heavy. And if you have a case, most likely they will send you your money back. So make sure you are protecting the location of where all your money is, okay? And this is how you do it. But anyways, y'all, it's been your boy Ty Boogie. And like I always say in my videos, if you want to make a little bit of extra cash just playing games on your phone, these companies are literally paying people just to play games on your phone. Click the link in my description or the link in the comments below. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. But if it's for you, it's for you. You find yourself making money, keep making money. But just try it out. Like I said, man, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. Until next time, y'all, it's been your boy Ty Boogie. I'm out of here, man. Peace.